Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss winning awards in bourbon. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Stacey Spears, Wes Harden, and Nate Weiniger.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, so we're going to be talking about winning bourbon awards, what that feels like, how exciting it is, or isn't. I don't know. Well, I haven't won a bourbon award, so we'll see what that's like for the folks that have. But we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Beka was saying there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
Lenny's not here today to complain, so that's good about this topic because he'll just fucking bitch about it. But I wanted to see if anyone here is a potato chip on your sandwich type of person. And if so, what type of potato chips are the perfect ones for a sandwich? Or maybe you just think that's fucking gross. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll jump in.
Yes,
So
go ahead.
I haven't in years, but let's say college years and before, I was a big ham or turkey, it doesn't matter, ham or turkey sandwich with just regular nacho Doritos on there. They're flat. They sit on there well. And it adds a little cheese component to your sandwich.
Okay.
That was the way to go. That's the only one I've ever tried, and it was an absolute freaking go-to for me for a lot of years.
Fair enough. Stacey, what do you think?
Well, I guess maybe I've been missing out on life because I've never
done that?
No.
I knew that Stacey, I had a feeling she hadn't. Stacey is way too fancy to be putting chips
Well,
on her
the thing that works against Stacey, she does like to eat a lot. Obviously, you'd think Stacey would be the out of this group, or really any group we put together with the ABV network, Stacey would eat the least because she's petite. But not the case. You hang out with Stacey. She's eating a steak at one place, then you go to the next place. She's ordering loaded baked potato, just something. We did a bar pub crawl. Stacey had something to eat at every spot we stopped at.
Thanks for keeping track, Steve. I appreciate that.
And it was. I mean, it's not like it's like super healthy. Like when we're at Silver Dollar, they're like, kitchen's not really going. We could do homemade. Pork skins. You want to do that? She's like, oh, sure. Order those, please.
No, I mean, I think maybe years and years ago, I did chips on a sandwich, but it's been a long time.
Okay.
I have been eating ketchup chips. And,
okay.
The
From
back
hers makes those. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're for sandwiches though.
They've had a big push for potato chips on sandwiches. Hers,
yeah, so I've been contemplating it in the back of my head.
Maybe make it come back. I think I have the correct answer. This is subjective, but I think I've got the right answer here. Becca will yell at me if I got this wrong. I think if you're going to put potato chips on a sandwich, same thing like a ham or turkey sandwich, something like that, maybe some Swiss cheese or with the ham. But then the potato chip to go with that is Lay's sour cream and onion. That's the one. They're thin. They add a lot of flavor. They seem to be a pretty flavorful chip. They add just a nice amount of crunch and flavor. I think that's the one.
For once, Steve. For once.
I got it right.
You're correct.
Right.
So
You win.
Yeah.
There's an actual.
Those
real answer
are
to this
the
question.
actual supreme chips to put on
Okay.
any type of sandwich that you think is good.
Yeah.
Sour cream and onion and they have to be the Lay's ones. They just crumble
The Lay's
in.
ones are great. Yeah. They're
Perfect.
for that.
Pro tip for people who have never tried Lay's chips on sandwiches. They are excellent. I have done that as well, but it wasn't a go-to. However, pro tip, always mash the chips on your sandwich before you eat, or beware of the really sharp chip shards going in your teeth and gums.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Pro
Don't need
tip,
that.
always smash with the hand
Always smash.
and eat the sandwich.
All right, fair enough. Nate, did there anything you already know? There's a right answer to this, but is there anything you'd like to add to the discussion? Since I was able to pull out the right answer.
All right, so I don't necessarily put the chips directly on my sandwich, but the little pieces of chip that just aren't big enough to pick up with my fat fingers to either dip or to put in my mouth. I take the end of the sandwich and then I dip and then I pick up all those chips, those leftover chips, and then I eat it with the sandwich. So it's more like an incrustation on the outside of the sandwich.
An incrustation of your sandwich.
I support that decision, but kind of back to what Wes just said, that is a high probability for stabbing the shit out of your mouth, because then all of a sudden they're pointing up and down.
They're on the outside of the sandwich.
Yes, I've cut the inside of my mouth doing it before.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit more careful with those. But yeah, the
proceed with caution. Yeah.
smashing of the sandwich that's the ticket with that, which is smash it down. But I know that Lenny just thinks that we're a bunch of fucking poor people.
Right, because that's lowbrow. That's
bunch
lowbrow.
of paupers eating fucking sandwiches because
doesn't eat
he's too good to
sandwiches.
eat sandwiches.
Well, to his defense, though, it's really, really tough for midgets to reach the counter to be able to prepare the sandwich. So I see why he wouldn't do that. I understand.
Can we say that? I don't know.
I think that
I don't think so. I don't think so.
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Once again, the views of the people talking on the show are not the views of the people who own this network or
also on the show. They're just their own. The person who said it has to own.
That is their own views. That is not what the network.
I'm sorry. I should have used the term people. I apologize.
All right. Well, guess what? On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Stacey Spears, who hasn't been on forever, only because I invite her all the time and she's always busy. But she was able today. So, Stacey, what do you got?
I'm going to do Eagle Rare tonight.
Okay. Nothing. Nothing there, Stacey. I don't know what happened. You're out of practice, maybe, perhaps. All right. We'll try Nate next. Nate, what do you got there, man?
I'm going to do my favorite batch of Hidden Barn, batch 4. So I like the old white pepper finish on this one. But,
Okay.
Let's see if we can get this thing. Yeah, it's kind of it's got barely any left in there.
I only heard squeak. I didn't hear pop at all. We'll say it's the lead because I didn't hear anything at all from Stacey's. I heard something there at least. All right. Wes, we're going to let you go next.
All right. Stacey copied off me. I've got Eagle Rare.
Okay.
I'm sure my cork pop is terrible as hers. Let's see. No,
Nothing there. All right. Beka, pretty low bar has been set.
Embarrassing. Now mine's gonna probably be super quiet too. Actually, mine's gonna probably not be great at all. I'm gonna just polish off this little tiny bit of. I've got some Hidden Barn here. This is actually one of the vault ones from the Stanley Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay.
nice base.
Very basic, very basic. That's got the lead. Could be enough. I've got the Leatherwood here, signed by Andy Lang, the owner, and it's inscribed only for you fuckers. All right, here we go.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
That's a winner.
That's a legit win.
We
That's
concede. It's all you won because you had the correct answer for me, which was sour cream and onion chips.
There you go. That's the one. All right. I did it.
Good job.
Cheers,
Steve.
gang.
Cheers.
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 All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about winning bourbon awards. We'll do that in just a few. talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is also Freddie Mills going underneath the alias of Danny Kennard. You can find me on Facebook at any time. Just look up Danny Kennard, but I am Freddie Mills. Trust me.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about bourbon awards.
Yes, we are. So Beka has a lot of experience with this, married to Royce Neely, and that's been a heck of a ride. We've seen his distillery win for years now. New Orleans Bourbon Festival was the first one he won, and he's won multiple things there, including the previous year where he won, kind of the best of show thing. And then, of course, San Francisco, he's had a lot of success there. Beka's been there for all of that. Seemed like the Absinthe win, double gold 3 times in a row, all kinds of cool stuff. And then Nate here, he's got a new brand going, and he's seen some success here recently too. New Orleans Bourbon Festival won an award, and then obviously San Francisco, great success there. We just kind of want to, as fans, if you're listening to a bourbon podcast, you're a bourbon fan, and there's always this discussion, I think. I mean, I know I, as a bourbon fan, and pretty much everybody I know, at some time or another, you talk about, man, it'd be kind of neat to start a distillery or be involved in a distillery. And we just want to hear what it's like to win these awards. What happens when you hear it announced that you've won a very prestigious award, like something from those 2 events? Beka, go first.
Me? Okay. I mean, it's been really cool for me because, literally the day that Royce and I got engaged was the first time that Royce won a gold at San Francisco, nice. Which was really cool. And then after that, obviously I was here after that, and then I've helped him pick out, over the course of the year, I hold back single barrels that I think are suitable for.
Oh yeah, you're key in these things.
For different things like this, for different awards, like the one that we entered into, or one of the ones that we entered in over to the Key West Awards. That was one that I had held on to for a while because I thought was pretty good for just judging stuff. And so it's been cool that I've helped out with different ones that we've entered in. Even like Motley Crue, that was a 24-month-old bourbon, and I was like, I think that we can win with this one. And Royce is like, you think we can win with a 24-month-old bourbon in San Francisco? And I was like, it's really good. And he was like, okay, if you think so. And then we got a gold with that one. So it's really exciting hearing the awards, and even how San Francisco does it. It's like a little bit of just like stress inducing. Like, I know that Nate feels the same way, because like, you know, at first they said it was going to be 1 week, but then they pushed back like the entrance date at one point. And so then they kind of pushed back when they put out the awards, and like when you actually like found out that you were winning. And it is very stressful, but when you win, I mean, Royce, if I wouldn't have been there here, he probably would have burned the house down. Frankly, I mean, he was screaming, and when we got we got an email that we were in best in class, and like we were just absolutely freaking out. And we also had some friends over, and so we're trying to explain like how big of a deal that is. And then like once we like grabbed them by the shoulders, like, do you understand what a big deal this is? And like told them, then all of a sudden they're jumping around and they're screaming, they're excited. Royce is sitting in this chair smoking cigars inside the house. You know, we're just it was really fun, because we were all like, there was people here, which made it just more exciting for us to just like celebrate. And I mean, it's, especially to small distilleries, like it is such a big deal. Like,
yeah,
to be recognized with like all the hard work that you've been doing. Like Nate's been, you know, working his ass off this past year, just trying to make sure that people like the brand and they hear about it and people taste it. And I mean, it's just like, it is such a big deal for smaller places just to get the recognition, and double gold recognitions are the biggest one that you can get. Really, I mean, obviously there's best in class and best in show, but that's, you know, that's pretty wild as well.
Right.
A double gold is a really big deal. So, I mean, it's just, it's so exciting and so fun, and posting about it. And then we get like random people that come in and they're like, we saw you guys won some awards. And we're like, who the fuck are you? It's like some old couple on Canes that like, she's always on her Facebook. She's like, I'm one of your top fans on Facebook. I saw you guys won some awards. And I'm like, oh, just keep watching. We got some more coming up. And it's just fun when people are, you know, congratulating you, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Nate, let's have you weigh in on this too, because it's interesting for me, because you are kind of the ultimate fan, you know, and again, you get involved in this brand somehow, some way it works out. You get this thing going, which is so cool. And then, I mean, you know, what you're tasting is it's certainly of your liking, and you know, you put it out there, and of course you got reviews and you got those things, but you know, winning an award, then it feels like it's real. I know that it's just different than everyone that you know telling they like it, or people even randomly posting on social media. These are people that are recognized for their taste. San Francisco, to me, I call it the World Series Super Bowl of these events, because it's the biggest deal going, and to win something big there is huge, right?
I will say it was a stressful week leading up to it, and that's stressful. It is stressful because, you know, we're 8 months in. That's all we're in. 8 months in. It sounds like we've been doing this for a long time, but you know, the first one we won was Best Small Batch New Orleans Bourbon Festival with Royce and Jackie with Series 1. And that was validating. Like, that felt good. It was a good night. It felt good. I mean, I felt really good about it. It went up against a lot of big names and whiskey, and you know, you feel good because that's chosen by consumers and people that are out drinking the product. So to me, it was, you know, plus it was a blind tasting, which I think is always good. We had a lot of press. We made some lists, as Beka knows, like some top 10, top 20 across magazines and some of that. But you know, you also that was nice. But to be honest with you, the San Fran is what I was like really focused on, because I really wanted to see where we were at on a measuring stick, and to see, like, are we going in the right direction? Is this what, you know, are we, all this hard work that us as a team is putting in? I mean, Royce making the whiskey, Jackie blending, and Matt doing all the finance and getting us into states, and me out, slinging whiskey and getting whiskey to lips. Like, is this working? Is this going to work? And the funny thing is, I started hearing people had heard their results. And yeah, they had. And
I told Nate, and he sounded disheartened. You sounded excited, but you sounded so disheartened. And I was like, God, I shouldn't even.
I was excited for y'all.
I know, but I felt so bad that I said it because I was like, fuck. I was like, I really hope that fucking Hidden Barn, like they've had to have won stuff here. And I was just excited to tell someone that like knew the excitement about it, but at the same time, I was like, God damn it, like I want to know if they fucking won.
I was I won't say that I was looking at my emails about every 10 minutes for 6 straight days, but I was. And not just because I need that validation or we need that validation, because we're going to keep going regardless. If they said we suck or our whiskey, wasn't good or whatever, we're going to keep doing what we do and putting out a good quality product that we put out, and we're going to keep working hard. But it was nice that when that email came, I will say, I didn't try and burn the house down, but I did do a little dance around the house. I was pretty excited, and my dog got excited, so that was pretty good, Mitts. But yeah, and then it was. I think everybody felt the same way, just a little bit of relief. Like, okay, let's keep going with what we're doing.
Right. Right.
We got the double golds for the limited edition Madeira. We got the double gold for the Series 1 small batch, and then we got the gold for the Series 2. So everything we entered, and Steve, even your single barrel got a medal. It got a silver medal, which is no slight at that thing. I mean, that's with any medaling. There were 6,000 entries, over 6,000 entries. So
6,000, only 500 double golds, and only 81 of those double golds were in the whiskey category. And out of 3 of those double golds in the whiskey category, they were all Neely distillate, which is
huge,
massive.
Huge.
Like
that's
big. That is really, like, to me, that's a really big
to be
deal.
Proud of, for sure.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing I'll say, Steve. Some of these lists, and you see like these influencers that do like their top 10 or top 5, best 5, and I don't pay attention to any of that shit anymore.
I don't pay attention to it either, because it comes down to either one person's palate, or the other thing I don't know, what did they get for that? Or have they been paid for that? Yeah, have they been paid for that, or are they just excited they got free product? Or I don't really pay any attention to that. It doesn't mean anything to me. Something like San Francisco does mean something to me.
Exactly.
When I see that, I'm like, these are judges that are doing this blind by a respected organization. There you go. Yeah.
There's another one I got.
Yeah. Stacey, I want to throw this to you now. Just again, from someone who knows the individuals here that have won these things. I mean, you've hung out with us with the Neelys for years and things like that, and seeing this thing. What does that mean to you? Number one, as a bourbon fan. Number two, as someone who knows these people that are winning these awards. What do you think about that?
Well, it's cool to be like, oh, I know those people. Definitely.
Right.
But I like the awards in that it's a good like reference. I'm out looking at bourbons, and there are a ton of bourbons now to choose from. And I see something that sticks out that's won an award, then it definitely piques my interest. Something that I want to check out and decide for myself whether I like it or not. So I definitely think those awards have merit to them. And nice that you know those people.
Yeah.
Proud of them,
Yeah, you are. There is a level of pride there for sure. Even though, you don't have anything to do with it, but you're like, I'm proud of these people, because you've seen the hard work behind the scenes. You see the hard work that goes into it. So
now, when Bronner got his, what was it, the best bourbon bar?
Oh my gosh, yeah,
so awesome.
Oh, that was so awesome. So
I happened to be
fucking
well
well
that night.
Really?
Yeah. And so the closest thing I got to winning an award was when I walked into the Brown, they asked me if I was going to the awards. So that's as close as I've gotten to it.
You should have said yes. You should have been like, of course, yes.
Like, no, but I feel like I'm missing out here. So
obviously we're good friends with Bronner. He one time stole your coat. So yeah. I mean, you're good buddies with him. Remember when your coat got locked in his office, and then he He had it for like 6 months or something.
Over a year.
Yeah.
No big
A
deal.
whole over a year. Missed a whole winter and then some. Yeah. Wes, how about you? As the old curmudgeon of the group, what are your thoughts when you see something like San Francisco Whiskey Awards? And again, the people involved. Does this? You think these are legit? And does this feel good when you see your friends winning this stuff?
Yeah, actually, I think that when you see people when you see people and what hard work they put into it, they're not doing anything weird. They're doing everything the right way. There is a passion. It's their business, but it's also a passion project for them.
Right.
So when you see people in that realm, and we're really talking about craft distillers for the most part, when you see people in that area win, it helps solidify any questions on whether any of those things are rigged. So like this, the whole Henry McKenna single barrel controversy from years ago with Minnick, and the whole you have Jim Murray. It's not an award, but it kind of is an award. He comes out with crazy winners every year that are just so off the wall that people laugh at him. And so when you get crazy results, then you start wondering who paid who. Are you doing it just for clicks? Are you doing it just for followers? Like what's going on? And that portion of it, I'm not fond of. To be quite frank, I don't know if there's really a place anymore for large scale mass production whiskey companies to even be involved. So at the end of the day, how much more FOMO do you need to create for Buffalo Trace, for the BTAC collection, and for Blanton's, and for Elmer T. Lee, and for every fucking product they make there? Who really gives a damn whether or not Michter's 20-year or celebration, or these crazy bottles that, unless you literally are a high volume liquor store owner who you get allocated one bottle and you keep it for yourself, you never sell it. Unless you're someone like that, or someone at the distillery in Louisville that can hold a bottle for you, who cares about all that stuff? So to me, there's no they put those whiskeys in there because they want to stay on top, right? The champs want to stay on top, the big guys want to stay on top, and they want to push down everyone else. But I don't even look at any of those lists. If a respected craft distiller that I know or have heard of or have researched is in it, then I'll take a look at it then. But otherwise, so for those people, so for Nate and Jackie and Royce and Becca, Lenny, all of the craft friends that we have, when they win awards, I am sure it's a big freaking thing for them. It would be for me. It would absolutely, like, you wouldn't be able to contain me. I'd be so excited.
Yeah.
So that I do care about. Just another such and such award for Jim Beam products, Sazerac products, Jack Daniels, whoever, name off all the big guys. Do they really care about it? Yeah, it's something else they can. It becomes a scenario like Ford, GM, Motor Trend Car of the Year for the 85th year in the row, Ford F Series, and this one little specific category. Like, nobody cares, right? You're either a Ford person. If you're a Ford person, you're going to go buy it, right? You're not going to sway me by a Motor Trend commercial on TV. But however, I may be swayed to go try a craft product that, to Becca's point, is 3 or 4 or 5 years old.
What's neat is they're put the same pool with them too.
That's exactly
they're fighting side by side against them. So it's not like you got the major leagues where it's the big heritage brands, and the minor leagues is the craft. No, they're all integrated and battling it out. And
so I'm always
it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm always happy for our friends. But that's kind of where it ends for me. Like, if craft wasn't allowed to compete in the same competitions, I would give zero shits about it, like none whatsoever.
Yeah.
But because a lot of our friends are now allowed to play in that field, and it's the ultimate playing field, and it's always subjective because humans are humans, right? Like, you could consider one person the greatest palate or the worst palate on earth, and he or she is going to rate. In fact, if you give them the same whiskeys in the same order, 3 months after the competition, you may get totally different results. That's how sensitive the whole process is. So for me, it's a nice thing to see our friends win awards. If it helps grow their business and helps them scale and helps them get shelf space and do all these things they want to do and get distribution, then I'm all for it. But if they were to ever kind of push that group out and keep it as a big kids club, it's totally useless to me.
I completely agree with that. It's way more fun to see craft distilleries. Oh, I've got a beautiful rainbow outside my window right now. I think it's way more fun to see craft distilleries all of a sudden beat out some of these big guys, you know, because like who gives a like everyone is always going to want to go find George T. Stagg regardless.
Yeah, it
doesn't matter.
It's the equivalent in sports of the NCAA basketball tournament versus the college football playoffs. The college football playoffs, if you're not a big enough player, you can't even get to that realm, right? Mm-hmm. However, a smaller school from Miami of Ohio from the MAC can win their tournament, get in as a whatever seed, a 13, 14, 15, 16, and they can make a run as far as they can.
That's a good way to put it.
And they have a legit chance at it. But if they decided all of a sudden that the NCAA basketball, they were going to stop doing the automatic bids from the small conferences, and they were only going to pick 2 or 3 of them and then let the mediocrity of the big conferences go into the tournament, it would be terrible to watch because you watch that the entire year anyway.
Right.
And and part of the fun is having a Cinderella, having someone that knocks out 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 big teams and so forth. So sports analogy wise, that's kind of what I compare it to.
That is a perfect sports analogy. Yeah. That's definitely how it is. So very cool stuff. And I like what's going on with awards. I like when our friends win. So very excited this award season, how things are going. And I guess there's probably a couple more of these things that are coming up. But to me, that's the big one. San Francisco's the biggest deal going, and to compete and win at that, very excited. So congrats to all of our friends, anybody who's been on these shows that has won an award. Way to go, for sure. We'll wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. And Nate, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me at 5280 Whiskey on Instagram, and I think it's hidden_bar on Instagram.
All right. Wes?
You can find me on Instagram at Bourbon_Wes. You can find me on Twitter at Bourbon West Woodward.
All right. Stacey?
I am on Instagram at Stacey Share.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me at Neely Family Distillery. You can also find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We sell single barrels. The only single barrel store in the world is located in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb. We'd love for you to come by, taste some stuff, and let us know. I think we can find something that you really like, because we have about 30 barrel picks in store right now, and we have some amazing stuff. So check us out at abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen, or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's Birthday Barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.